I'm Mahdi Shaheeb Sher. My website is www.mahdishaheebsher.com. I think one of my interests in the world is Europe and the continent Europe, European people and population. I think that Europe is quite distinct and special in the world. I do feel quite disconnected from Europe. I do associate with Europe very much or connect with it. I think that it is a separate kind of area from the rest of the world. But I view Europe as kind of a small part, maybe a 20% landmass of the world, in one quarter of the world. So I think in terms of Europe, it is a small area of the world. It comprises of the European continent. But if you look at the size of the European continent, I think it encompasses maybe 20% of the whole world surface area and landmass. So it's quite small compared to the rest of the world. But in comparison to its size, it does have a very strong, dominant kind of control of much of the world, how it functions in terms of its trade and government and politics as well. So I think Europe is very much a dominant part of the world, even though it's a small part of the world. And I think when it comes to Europe, its culture is very much focused around trade, relationships with the rest of the world. I think most of Europe people have been focused on trade with the rest of the world as its priority, and that's mainly because I think it values that and its quality of life and its luxuries and its kind of pursuits and pastimes as well. So I think that's what Europeans value, and I think with that trade is pretty much the primary focus and priority of the Europeans in Europe. I think whereas most of the rest of the world have their daily life that they tend to focus on and prioritize when it comes to Europe and Europeans, I think they are interested in trade with the rest of the world. And I think that they like luxury goods and luxury, and they have kind of a strong heritage in European history of kind of identifying with fashion and perhaps wine and food and maybe music as well. So I think Europeans do kind of identify with trade and luxury and material wealth and wealth as well. I think that's how Europeans kind of conduct themselves in the world. And with their culture, it focuses on kind of wealth. It kind of focuses on wealth, and I think that is an interesting characteristic and personality of Europe. To see that it is very much wealth focused and interested in building the wealth in its country. And I think that when countries are focused on trade, and especially colonialism as well, if it's influenced by trade and colonialism, that does have a significance in how it sits in the world. I think with European wars and world wars in particular, we have had at least a good 500-year period in the modern period from around 1500 to today, a good modern period of 500 years where Europeans have been heavily engaged in European wars. And I think because of these European wars, we also have world wars now because of these European wars. I don't think that these world wars, World War One and World War Two, are world wars. I think they're actually European wars that have kind of become world wars. So I think European wars are focused pretty much on this heritage and European preoccupation and fascination with trade and colonialism, and also navigation and travel with trade and colonialism. I think that Europeans are very much navigators in the world and maybe pioneers in that respect as well. But I think that with these European wars and the colonial interest, we have a situation where there is an European colonialism, and I think that's quite significant as well.